In the heart of Lagos, Nigeria, Amara sat alone in the opulent living room of her family's sprawling mansion. The polished marble floors gleamed under the soft glow of a crystal chandelier, and the faint scent of jasmine from a vase of fresh flowers lingered in the air. But the luxury surrounding her offered no comfort. Amara's fingers swiped listlessly across her phone screen, her mind replaying the scenes from her friend's lavish engagement party the previous night. Laughter, clinking glasses, and couples dancing under twinkling lights filled her memory, but so did the sting of being the only one there alone. No partner, no fiancé, no one to hold her hand while others flaunted their love. At 32, Amara was the eldest of her cousins, successful in her career as a real estate developer and the heir to her family's wealth. Yet, in the eyes of her relatives, her achievements meant little without a man by her side. The weight of their judgment pressed heavily on her heart. The front door swung open and her younger cousin, Neki, breezed in, her designer heels clicking against the floor. Neki's bright smile and confident swagger were as bold as the gold bracelets jangling on her wrist. "Amara, darling," she called out, tossing her handbag onto a glass table. "Still sitting alone, I see no man to keep you company." Amara's grip tightened on her phone, her jaw clenching. "Mechi, what do you want?" she asked, her voice low but sharp. And Ketchy smirked, tossing her braided hair over her shoulder. "Oh, nothing much. Just came to remind you how sad it is that you're older, richer, and still single. Me, I'm getting married in 2 months to a man who worships me, and you. Not even a boyfriend to show off." She leaned closer, her voice dripping with mockery. "You have all this wealth, this big house, but no one to share it with. Isn't that just pathetic?" Amara's eyes narrowed, her patience thinning. "Watch your mouth, me cake, or you'll regret it." And Ketchy laughed, unfazed. "Regret? Please, find a man first, someone like my fiancé, Chike, before you try to talk back. You'll be at my wedding sitting in the back with the other single women, won't you?" She waved a cream-colored invitation card in the air, her lips curling into a triumphant grin. "Here's your invite, by the way. Try not to cry when you see me walking down the aisle. That was the final straw." Amara shot to her feet, her voice icy. "Get out, now." And Keki shrugged, sauntering toward the door. "Oh, I'm going. Don't want to catch your bad luck," with a final toss of her hair. She left, leaving the invitation card on the table like a taunt. Fury coursed through Amara as she stormed into the kitchen, where her mother, Mrs. Ifeoma, was preparing a pot of tea. A soft-spoken woman in her late 60s, Ifeoma moved with a quiet grace, her hands steady as she poured hot water into a teapot. "Mom, can you believe Nikishi?" Amara burst out, pacing. "She had the nerve to call me pathetic, rubbing her engagement in my face, like I'm some failure." Ifeoma set the kettle down and turned to her daughter, her expression calm but firm. "What did she say this time?" she said. "I'm older than her, richer, but no man wants me. That I'm pathetic because she's getting married before me." Amara's voice cracked with frustration. Ifeoma sighed, wiping her hands on a towel. "She shouldn't have insulted you, Amara. That was wrong, but—" She hesitated, her eyes softening with concern. "She's not entirely wrong." Amara froze, her heart sinking. "What, you're not getting any younger, my dear," Ifeoma said gently. "You're 32. Your cousins are all engaged or married, some with children. Your father and I, we want grandchildren. The family reunion is in a month, and everyone will be there with their partners. You need someone, Amara. Even if he's not wealthy, just find a good man." Amara's mouth dropped open. "A poor man." "Mom, you want me to bring some nobody to the reunion just to be laughed at by Nikeki and her clique?" "Never." Ifeoma shook her head, her voice tinged with exasperation. "I've said my piece, think about it." She turned back to her tea, leaving Amara speechless. Too angry to respond, Amara grabbed her car keys and phone. "I'm not ready for this conversation," she muttered, storming out and slamming the door behind her. 2 days later, Amara was driving home from a shopping mall, her mind still churning with thoughts of the upcoming reunion. The idea of facing her cousin, especially Neki, alone was unbearable. She couldn't stand the thought of their pitying looks or smug remarks as she idled at a traffic light. Her gaze drifted to the roadside, where a man sat on a worn mat, a small tin in front of him. His clothes were tattered, his hair unkempt, but something about him caught her attention. He wasn't unattractive, far from it. There was a quiet dignity in his posture, and his face, though weathered, was strikingly handsome. Amara rolled down her window, curiosity overriding her caution. "Good afternoon," she called out. "Do you always sit here?" The man looked up, his eyes kind and steady. "Yes, ma'am, this is my spot," he replied, his voice soft but clear. "What's your name?" "Emeka," he said simply. Kamara studied him for a moment, an idea sparking in her mind, a wild, audacious idea. "Get in the car," she said, her tone firm. Emeka blinked, confused. "Ma'am," I said, "get in. I need to talk to you somewhere private." He hesitated, glancing around. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I can't just enter a stranger's car." Amara smiled, undeterred. "I'm not a stranger. I'm about to make you my fiancé." Emeka's eyes widened in shock. "You're what?" "I'll explain everything," she said, leaning closer. "Just come with me." After a moment's hesitation, Emeka gathered his tin and climbed into the car, his movements cautious but curious, as they drove to Amara's mansion. She laid out her plan. "I need someone to pretend to be my fiancé for my family reunion," she explained, her voice steady. "My cousins are all engaged or married, and I can't show up alone. You'll act the part. And I'll pay you 5 million naira now, 5 million after the reunion." Emeka stared at her, his mind racing. "Ma'am, I'm just a beggar. Your family will see right through me." "Not when I'm done with you," Amara said confidently. "You'll stay here until the reunion. I'll transform you. New clothes, new everything. They won't suspect a thing." Emeka shook his head, standing to leave. "This is too much." "I can't lie to your family." She crossed her arms, unfazed. 10 million naira total. Half now, half later. Think about what that money could do for you." He paused, the weight of her offer sinking in. 10 million naira could change his life, food, shelter, a fresh start, a fresh start. After a long moment, he sat back down. "Okay, I'll do it." Amara's lips curled into a satisfied smile. "Good. You'll stay in the guest room tomorrow. We start your transformation. My cousins won't know what hit them." The next morning, Amara handed Emeka a towel, a new toothbrush, and a set of clothes. "Shower. We're going to a salon today to fix your hair and beard," she said, her tone businesslike. Emeka chuckled, rubbing his eyes as he adjusted to the softness of the guest room's bed. "Yes, Amara. And stop bowing to the staff," she added, raising an eyebrow. "You're supposed to. Act like you belong here." He grinned. "Old habits. I'll try it. The luxury. Men's salon." Emeka's transformation began. Barbers trimmed his hair and shaped his beard, while a facial treatment left his skin glowing when he stepped out. Amara did a double take. "You clean up well," she said, her voice betraying a hint of admiration. "Is that a compliment?" He teased. "Don't let it go to your head," she shot back, turning away to hide her smile. Next, they visited a high-end boutique where Amara spent lavishly on tailored suits, polished shoes, and a sleek wristwatch. By the time they were done, Emeka looked like he'd stepped out of a magazine. "This will do," Amara said, nodding approvingly. "You're not just a rich man now, you're a mogul." Back at the mansion, Amara coached Emeka on the finer points of his new persona. "You're Emeka Okoye, a tech entrepreneur from Abuja," she instructed, sipping a glass of wine. "Your company Apex Innovations is a leader in software solutions. Keep it simple, believable." He nodded, absorbing every detail. "Apex Innovations. Got it." Over the next few days, Amara taught him how to carry himself with confidence, how to walk, talk, and dine like a man of wealth. To her surprise, Emeka was a quick learner, his natural charm and intelligence shining through. One evening, as they sat by the pool under a starlit sky, he asked, "Why are you doing this, Amara?" "Helping me, I mean." She gazed at the water, her expression softening. "At first, it was about pride. I couldn't bear the thought of showing up alone, being mocked again. But now," she hesitated, her voice barely a whisper, "you make me feel different, like I don't have to prove anything." Emeka's eyes softened. "You don't. You're enough, Amara." The moment lingered, charged with unspoken emotions, until her phone rang, breaking the spell. It was her mother. "Amara, are you bringing someone to the reunion?" Ifeoma asked, her voice hopeful. "Yes, Mom," Amara replied, glancing at Emeka. "Someone special." Ifeoma's laughter rang through the phone. "I can't wait to meet him." As the reunion approached, Amara felt a flicker of nervousness. Emeka, however, was calm. his confidence growing with each day. "Are you sure I'm ready?" he asked, adjusting his tie. She smiled. "You're more than ready, you're perfect." The day of the reunion arrived, and Amara stood before her mirror, adjusting her elegant gold dress. Emeka joined her, looking impeccable in a tailored black suit. "Ready?" she asked. He nodded, offering his arm. "Let's do this." The reunion was held at Amara's grandfather's estate, a sprawling compound buzzing with music, laughter, and the chatter of relatives. As Amara and Emeka stepped out of her car, heads turned and whispers rippled through the crowd. Amara held Emeka's arm tightly, her chin high, as they walked into the gathering. Inside, Ifeoma was chatting with Keiichi's mother. "Mrs. Adana. So, your daughter finally showed up," Adana said with a smirk, sipping her drink. "I thought she'd hide from shame, being the only one without a man." Ifeoma's smile was serene but sharp. "Why would she hide? Amara's a successful woman. Unlike some, she doesn't need to flaunt a fake fiancé to feel complete." Adana bristled. "Fake. My Nike, fiancé Chake, is a wealthy man abroad. He sends her money every week." Ifeoma laughed softly. "Money from a man you've never met. No video calls, no family introductions. Sounds like a ghost to me." Before Adana could retort, Amara and Emeka entered, and the room fell silent. Ifeoma's eyes lit up as she rushed to hug her daughter. "Amara, you look stunning." "And this must be Emeka Okoye," Amara said proudly. "My fiancé, a tech entrepreneur from Abuja." Gasps echoed around the room. Adana's jaw dropped, and Keki, standing nearby, turned crimson with envy. "You never mentioned a fiancé," one cousin whispered. Amara smiled. "Some things are better shown than told." Emeka greeted everyone with charm and poise, effortlessly playing his role. As the day went on, Kechi's confidence crumbled. She cornered her mother, whispering, "Something's off. How did Amara find a man like that so fast?" Adana frowned. "Don't start, Nkechi. You've embarrassed us enough." But Nkechi wasn't convinced. She vowed to uncover the truth about Emeka. As the reunion ended, Amara and Emeka drove back to her mansion, the silence between them warm and comfortable. "You were incredible," she said, her voice soft. "Thank you," he smiled. "I enjoyed it, Amara, more than I expected." That night, as they sat in her living room, Emeka took a deep breath. "Amara, I need to tell you something." Her heart skipped a beat. "What is it?" "I love you," he said, his voice steady but vulnerable. "This started as a deal, but it's real for me now. You're strong, kind, beautiful. I've never met anyone like you." Tears welled in Amara's eyes. "Emeka, I love you too," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Please don't leave." He hesitated, his expression conflicted. "I have to go back to my life on Monday. But I promise I'll call and I'll visit, and I'll never go back to that street where you found me." She hugged him tightly, her heart full. "You saved me, Emeka, and you saved me," he murmured, kissing her softly. But Emeka hadn't told her everything. He wasn't just a beggar turned businessman. He was Emeka Okwai, the billionaire CEO of Apex Innovations, one of Africa's leading tech firms. He'd been living on the streets to escape the pressures of his world, searching for someone who valued him for who he was, not what he had. And now he'd found her. 2 weeks later, at a candlelit dinner in an upscale restaurant, Emeka revealed the truth. "Amara, I'm not starting a business. I already own Apex Innovations. I'm a billionaire." Amara stared, speechless. "You're that Emeka Okoye?" He nodded, pulling out a diamond ring. "I was hiding, looking for something real. I found you. Will you marry me?" "Yes," she cried, tears streaming down her face as he slipped the ring onto her finger. The news of their engagement spread like wildfire, dominating social media and gossip circles. Nkechi, meanwhile, faced her own reckoning. Her fiancé Chike arrived in Nigeria, not in a luxury SUV but in a wheelchair, the result of an accident he'd hidden from her. Furious and humiliated, Nkechi rejected him, only to learn from her mother's scheming advice to marry him for his wealth and divorce him later. But their plan was overheard by Ifeoma, who exposed their deceit. Nkechi's life unraveled further when Chike revealed he'd been testing her, pretending to be disabled too. Gauge her true character. Devastated by her betrayal, he walked away, literally, leaving her with nothing but regret. In a final act of desperation, Mechi tried to sabotage Amara's happiness by spreading lies about her to Emeka. But he saw through her. Her schemes collapsed, and her toxic relationship with her mother culminated in a tragic confrontation that landed her in prison. Kamara and Emeka's wedding was a celebration of love and authenticity, a stark contrast to the pride and deceit that had consumed Dengechi as they exchanged vows. Hamara's mother, Ifeoma, smiled through tears. "This is love," she whispered. "Real, unshakable love." Lessons learned authenticity over pride. Cluju, love values character over status. Kindness triumphs. Compassion and respect outweigh deceit and greed. Truth prevails. Lies and schemes ultimately lead to ruin, while honesty builds lasting happiness.